Let's begin today's Vanguard news by making you contact your card accessory importer and making impulse pre-orders that you won't pay for when it arrives, as Resold unveils the latest designs coming out on December. Expect the Build Now designs to be hoarded and be sold at triple the original price that you'll happily throw money at like the simp that you are. Resold seems to be keeping under wraps their marketing strategy after season 2 of Vanguard Divines, because DZSS 05 and 6 are merely repackaged Keta Sanctuary and Dragon Empire quick start decks that is bundled with fighter coins featuring their respective sides characters, 4 promo cards that are Eziel and Vaga's ride line, Gabuelius and Sybil as their nations over triggers, and a cardboard storage box to house all of them in order to justify an estimated $30 price range. This is such a blatant cash grab that it's embarrassing. The only thing this product has going for are ironically the character fighter coins, which will be traded around harder than crypto coin itself. All of the waifu coins will obviously have more value than the husbando ones. Despite being the most underwhelming Destined unit, even more so than Alquilibra, Levidras gets a new form in DZBT-05, so that the anime can show how much more powerful the new Vaga form will be. Waving Congregate Glitchapocenter gets all his abilities. If you have no cards in your G-zone while in your hand, you can discard himself, and returning to cards originally from your ide deck and your solo drop zone back to your ide deck face up. If you have a grade 3 or higher Vanguard, to add up to one grade 3 or higher card with a different name than your Vanguard from the top 7 cards of your deck, you return this card to your hand. If you did not add a card with this ability, and when it's put on the Guardian Circle, he gets 5k shields. If your order or drop zone has a set order, then you can bind a grade 3 or higher card from your solo drop zone if your opponent has a card in their G zone to get 10k shields. Why the hell is Brandgate's anti-stride cycle card so simple to use? Having a set order in your order or drop zone is like breathing to them. Deep Depths Reconnoiter Alignus once per turn while on rear guard makes you soul charge 1 card and gets 2k power when he attacks or boost while on a rear guard with a marker. Besides obviously for Infinity Eyes marker, funny that this card will also work on Dragon Tree marker or Imaginary Gifts in Premium, since it just states a marker. Stoicheia Masks Dex and Grifo Gila getting some minor support. Murky Barbellita once per turn while on rear guard lets you pay 1 counter blast, and removing an Infinity Eyes marker at the end of the battle it attacked while you have a grade 3 or higher Levidras Vanguard to draw a card and give one of your rear guards 5k power. This doesn't seem to be worth it considering you're giving up an extra 5k power to your unit with a marker for a draw. You can already draw when using the marker defensively anyway. Inquisitive Squirrel once per turn while on rear guard lets you pay 1 soul blast at the end of the battle it boosted to move itself to an open back row rear guard. Then it stands and gets 5k power if you move it to a rear guard with an Infinity Eyes marker. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a Levidras match outside of the anime to know if a restanding booster is relevant for the deck, but I'm guessing this is more used as a back row attacker, in which case has a decent ability. Night of Formosity Charmnet, while in the drop zone lets you pay 1 soul blast if there's 3 or more of your Infinity Eyes markers on the field and you don't have another copy of her on rear guard to call herself to rear guard. And while on rear guard, you can retire another rear guard when she attacks and have an Infinity Eyes marker in the same column as her to get 10k power. Then you can retire herself at the end of that battle to draw a card. She's basically Levidras's Inlet Pulse Dragon but better, since she can revive herself every turn. Using her along with the grade 2 Maple can lead to some free card advantage. Finally, Destined King of Infinity Levidras Empireo while on Vanguard is also regarded as Destined One of Infinity Levidras. During your turn, it gets 5k power for each copy of Destined One of Infinity Levidras in your soul and gets all of their divine skill. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 counter blast and putting a card in hand into your soul to put 2 Infinity Eyes markers on any player's rear guard. You put 3 Infinity Eyes markers instead if you put a grade 3 or higher Levidras card for this card's cost. And while on Vanguard, you may have a rear guard with your Infinity Eyes markers get or lose 10k power when they attack or boost. Then you remove an Infinity Eyes marker on your opponent's rear guard if it lost 10k power to draw a card. All this upgrade did was make a third Infinity Eyes marker by increasing the cost with a heavier condition, while literally just copying the original's abilities and divine skill. I can already predict that Resold Vita will have a similar cost, and being able to revive 4 units with different grades regardless of damage to justify Catalys's existence. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if Levidras becomes relevant with this new supports.